Yeah, woke up, glow up, yeah, a lot of y'all still don't know us. So what?
Hey everybody, I'm DeWarn Morgan. We're back at the cave. I know it's been a while, but I think today's message is warranted, and that time away from you guys has brought about this message. And today's topic, we're going to talk about distractions, all right? So we're just going to jump right into it, and I'm going to give it to you guys how God gave it to me. And so let's talk about distractions for a minute, because that's today's topic, distractions, right? And we all know what distractions are. Anything that can take your attention off of something that you're focused on, anything that amuses you or entertain you, that can get your attention off of whatever it is that you're focused on, right? So for me, I'm not a multitasker, right? I just can't do too many things at one time. You know, they say you can't chew bubblegum and walk at the same time with tight shoes, something like that. But for me, I'm tunnel vision. When I get locked in on something, that's just what it is. And it could. My wife always tell me that could be a gift and a curse, you know, something good or bad. But since I'm not a multitasker, when I'm talking to her, I have to look at her. You know, I have to make sure I let her know and myself know that I'm paying attention, because I can easily be distracted. You know, not I want to say that easily be distracted, but I can be, and we all can be distracted. You know, you can be talking to your wife, the doorbell can ring. You know, and you looking at her like, all right, babe, hold on. I know what you're saying is important, but let's get that. Or if for me, you got kids, I got a couple kids, so when they start crying and yelling, you know, I gotta go. One of us gotta go and see what's going on. So kids can be a distraction, and not all distractions are bad distractions. That's just what it is. What it is. It took the attention off of what we were focusing on. But here's where the problem comes in. The problem is when you're focusing on something, and whatever gets your attention, the distraction per se, for a long period of time, that causes you to miss information or miss something or allow something to happen that would not have happened had you been focused or attentive to. And like I said, when I talk to my wife, if I'm not focused or not paying attention, she'll say something, and then a little while later, that conversation comes up, and it's like it's brand new to me. But to her, didn't I say that to you? So you weren't paying attention when I? So you already know where we're going with that, right, fellas? So we ain't gonna get into all that, right? So let's talk about how Satan uses you know, some of these things to distract us. You know, the Bible says, let us not be ignorant of Satan's devices. So what do he use? You know, our weaknesses, our own lustful desires. You know, as the Bible lets us know that a man is carried away by his own lust, you know, and when he is enticed. So, you know, so we think about how powerful a woman is to a man, you know, dating back to the beginning of time, you know, with Adam and Eve, you know, and I think about her influence on him, you know, and you look at Samson and Delilah, her influence on him. You look at David, Bathsheba, her influence on him. All right, so we're not gonna get into everything, how they failed and they messed up and their sins or whatnot, but just to show you their own lustful desires can cause us to sin or fall short, right? So I want to talk about, you know, how that weakness can cause us to be distracted. And the Bible lets us know that single people are to mind the things of God, right? So that's 1 Corinthians chapter 7, verse 32, 33, when it speaks to the man, how when an unmarried man, you know, is able to devote himself and please the Lord. But when a man is married, he then have to please his wife and, you know, concern himself with worldly things concerning his wife. So I found that to be true. When I wasn't saved, I used to, you know, read my Bible like every day when I first got saved, man. I just wanted to know about God. I just want to know about who is Jesus that I just gave my life to, right? So I would consecrate myself. I'm reading my word daily, you know, and just doing the things of God. I'm going to church all the time. And then when I got a wife, I mean, I still read my word, but not as much. You know, I'm still going to church, of course. But now I have to divide my time and attention with my wife, because I have to dwell with her according to knowledge. And in order to get to know someone, you got to spend time with them. You got to communicate with them and be intimate with them, as the relationship that you have with God, you have with your wife, so to speak. So that took away some of my time, you know. So I had to be mindful of that, you know. So I want to talk about what really brought about this video today, because I had been distracted. All right. You see, I haven't made a video in a while, and if you've been following me on IG and Facebook, I I haven't made too many godly husband posts, right? So some things that happened in my life, I've been transitioning in ministry, and I've been really focused on that. But God has given me multiple things concerning my life and the call on my life. And when you neglect one, you focus on one so much, you can neglect something else. And we tend to do that as men, and it don't even have to do with spiritual things. We can be so tunnel vision, so focused on work. We got to provide, we got to do this, we got to do that, and then we neglect our own family. Daddy got to do this, I got to get this done. But your little child is saying, Daddy, I want to play with, but you got to meet this deadline. And so we got to find balance. Much is given, much is required. So there's no excuse to why we're not doing what we need to be doing, because God has already equipped us with what he has put on our plate. Remember, I give you no more than what you can bear. And when it gets tough, he has already made a way out. So we need to be in him and get renewed, right? So I want to talk about the distraction that happened to me. So as you know, social media has been one of the tools that the enemy can use to deceive us and to distract us and to carry out his agenda, right? So social media is, I don't want to say it's not a bad thing. It's what you use it for. It's what you get out of it, what you make of it. And those know me, I use mine to minister. I use mine to spread the good news. And also I use it to keep up with my family. If I want to know what's going on with my family, sorry to say, it's Facebook, social media has caused us to be desensitized and caused us to be lazy. We don't pick up the phone anymore. Now we just go on Facebook and we want to see what's going on with our relative. We go look at their page. And 9 times out of 10, they're usually posting what's going on in their life. So I don't have to call you to get the rundown. I can just go to your page and look. All right, you just got into it with your baby daddy. You just went to the club last night and did X, Y, Z. You mad at so and so, or you just got engaged. You in love, whatever it is, we do that, right? So, what happens when you're on social media but you're not doing what you're supposed to be doing? You're looking at everything else, but you're not looking at what God has called you to do. And that's kind of what happened to me. I had told my apostle, I said, haven't been on social media lately. And he was like, he said something to me. He said, social media can be a distraction. Now, I know him and I'm learning him more and more now. But when he speaks, sometimes it's parables. It's almost like if you're talking to Jesus and he speaks in parables. And sometimes it can go over your head, or it takes a little while for you to be like, oh, that's what he meant, right? So that's kind of what happened with me. But so when he said that, because of the way he said it, I didn't think that he was talking to me. Really, it was God speaking. And God was telling me, yeah, you've allowed social media to become a distraction. Therefore, you're not doing what you're supposed to be doing. So I got a dream the next night. So because I didn't take heed to that, I didn't think he was talking to me. I'm like, yeah, social media can be a distraction, but I didn't know he was talking to me. So in my dream, 2 women was doing surgery on me. They put these things on my head, and they was doing this reading and got a scan, and the scan came back, and they told the medical term, and then the lady said, oh, not to worry, you got this condition because of distractions. I'm like, huh? So then I woke up, right? So when I woke up, I was like, okay, God, I hear. So then I started thinking, all right, well, what can he be talking about? I mean, at least I thought I was doing what I was supposed to be doing. So then I started looking like, okay, I've been on social media. Now, first of all, I knew I wasn't posting like I've been posting, because I've been getting the unction. Like, man, I haven't been posting nothing. God has been giving me content. I've just been holding it in and just saving it. And so when I started looking at it, I'm like, okay, all right, I see what you're talking about. So then I started looking at how I was on social media, but I wasn't on there doing what I was supposed to be doing. I'm looking at people pages. I'm looking at videos. I'm laughing. I'm doing this, but I had been distracted. I haven't been using what I was supposed to be using it for. So I'm guilty, right? So what I want to bring to you guys today is how to identify with it, because first, like I said, as it is in the natural, so as it is in the spirit. So when you're distracted in the spirit, it manifests in the natural, all right? And when it manifests in the natural, you're already missing the spirit, all right? That's just, I'm not even going to dig into that. That's a whole nother topic, but you're distracted there first before it comes here, all right? So I pointed out the things and the devices that Satan can use against us. And sometimes we just willingly help him and we just give it to him. But how do we identify with it? Like I said, first you'll get an unction. When we miss the unction, God speaks to somebody else. All right? And for some of us, when we miss that, we get dreams. I'm a dreamer, so not all my dreams is not because God cannot speak to me. I get prophetic dreams concerning other things, but when he give me a dream concerning me, I mean I've already missed it. I've already missed him speaking to me. So now he gotta get my attention, all right, that way. And I always get it when it comes to the dream. Like, I don't need no prophet come to me and say, God said you need to do this. I'm like, nah. When I get that dream concerning me, that's it. All right, so it shows up. So how do we identify with the distractions, and what do we do to get back to reset, and then how do we stay there? All right, the Bible says, let a man examine himself, right? Search me, O Lord, know my heart, point out anything in me that offends you. All right, you got to do a self-examination. I like to do a self-examination. All right, prior to getting that dream, I asked God in my prayer time, like I normally do. I examined myself, and then I got the answer. When I first got the answer, I didn't understand it, so he gave it to me in a dream. But we have to be careful of not coming to a place that we think that we're good. The Bible says, take heed lest you fall, all right? Let no man think highly of himself than he ought to. So don't never think that you good when you arrive, that you got it all together, because that's the worst thing you can do, all right? So now that we got that out of the way, we got to make sure we stay consecrated. We got to make sure we stay praying. We got to stay on the wall, all right? Can't be distracted by what's going on around us in the world, and we so focused on that, and we missing God, all right? We're not connected to the source. That's the one that's going to lead and guide us in all truth, so we're not deceived, all right? So make sure we're praying, we're fasting, we're going to church, and doing the thing God has called us to do, all right? So don't get caught up in the cares of this world and think that, all right, I got to focus on this, because what will happen is that in this area you'll get touched, and if you put all your source and energy and time there, you're going to neglect these other areas. And then it'll come crashing in on you, and you'll say, man, I'm trying to hold this side up, but now this side's falling. So now, I gotta try to get over here, and then that one falling. So you gotta hold it up, and then you hold it up through God, and like I said, through that. So gotta make sure that we're staying on the wall. Self-evaluation, you gotta have that. You got to have it. And if you got a wife, listen to your wife. Sometimes that they tell us, they give us warnings. God used them to give us warning before we even get to that state. So make sure we're attentive to them. All right, and it's okay to ask, babe, how am I doing? What else could I be doing? Like, me and my wife, we have these little talks every once in a while, like pillow talks. What's going on? How am I doing? What am I doing? How am I doing? Give it to me straight. And that's what you need to do. So, man, look, man. Accountability is key. All right. If you're not married, you need to find your accountability partner. And if you are married, your wife is your accountability partner, but you need to have some men in your life where y'all hold each other accountable, and make sure y'all doing what y'all need to do. Look, I hope this has blessed you guys as it blessed me. For more godly husband insight, wisdom, you can email me. Make sure you subscribe to my YouTube channel. You can follow me as I follow Christ on IG, Instagram, Facebook at Godly Husbands, and my email address is godlyhusbands525@gmail.com. So look, man, I hope this has blessed you guys as it blessed me. And until we meet again in the cave, stay prayed up. Make sure you stay doing what you need to be doing. And if I go days and you don't see nothing from me, email me, inbox me, and say, hey D, what's going on? I haven't heard from you in a while. All right, so hold me accountable. All right, so until next time, you guys be blessed.
Fathom born again, only one man, you man. Woke up, show love. A lot of y'all still don't know us. So what?